Can you read my palms? Are you a palm reader?
Yeah, it says you're fucked.
Oh, great. How y'all doing? I am Matt. I've got my here good buddy pal Amundo, Zach Jumper. Zach, say hi.
Hi, real quick. Do you keep meaning to say I got my here buddy pal?
I
'Cause
just
you said that twice. You said that the last episode, I think.
I get nerves. All right. Don't shame my nerves. Go on. Anywho, this is a podcast where we talk about movies we've seen, preferably a movie that one of us has seen that inspires us, and the other one that has not seen it before. So it creates fun banter. It's called We've Seen Things. This is episode 10, which is super exciting. We also do this to promote the Breakneck Film Race, which is something we created. It is a quarterly film race that anyone can participate in. And we actually just got our dates announced for that, which is going...
Oh, yeah, Matt. Hold on one sec, man. I think my roommate's being kind of really loud upstairs, and I don't want it to fuck with our sound. So give me like 2 minutes. I'm just going to tell him to shut the fuck up. Okay? Hold on one sec. Hey, man. What the fuck are you doing here?
We're recording the episode.
Oh.
Yeah, take a seat, buddy. Oh. And we're live.
We've seen things that no one has seen before.
We've seen things out there.
We've seen things that most people could never understand.
And we've seen things too.
You don't know, man. You weren't there.
You'd be surprised the likes of which we have seen. Don't be so quick to say everything's the likes of which we haven't seen. We've seen things the likes of which you probably haven't seen yourself.
Is that a challenge?
How have you been?
I don't know. We spent the last 3 days together, so how do you think I've been? I've been great!
And hungover.
A little bit.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is our first in-person episode, which is, I would say that's a milestone. It's also our first double-digit episode.
10, yeah, it's a good, like, 10's a good number. It's a good thing. It's weird to do it in person now, but it's something to get used to.
Spoiler alert for Swan Song, Alien Romulus, Longlegs, and most of the Star Wars IP.
So we got a fun episode today. We haven't figured out where our eye line is yet with this, but we're experimenting. This is an experiment.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a film that I recommended and in some way inspires me called Swan Song.
It's called Swan Song.
Swan Song.
I love you, Captain Tanner.
Yeah, after that, I've got a fun little segment for us. But first and foremost, you got some film news?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know how it's possible. You hear things in this town living here in Sunnydale, but nobody actually believes them. You know, you'd have to be crazy. And you guys think that I'm crazy, don't you?
We've seen things too, Nancy.
So Ridley Scott might be working on a new Alien film.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's like he's going to... So maybe he saw the success of Romulus, and then maybe some investors were like, oh, well, maybe people really want the prequel trilogy wrapped up, so maybe he's going to work on the third prequel.
See, I'm just
or
nervous.
not prequel trilogy, but the prequels. The people want it to be a trilogy, but it's not.
Yeah. I'm just curious because, like, Romulus deviates so far from whatever the purpose of the prequels were.
I don't know. I think this is different from Romulus.
Okay.
Romulus does tie into the prequels.
No, I know it does, but it's just more of like, it feels like it's a lore connection. You know?
Yeah, sure. But I think this is going to be, I'm sure Romulus is canon, but this is going to be, I think, more dedicated to finishing David's story from Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah. I hope so, because I feel like because we clearly already have the future figured out.
He's so fucking old. And I didn't see Napoleon, but I didn't want to see Napoleon. You know what I mean? And Gladiator 2 looks like it's going to be a fucking turd and a half.
I still haven't watched the first one.
You've never seen Gladiator?
I saw like the first act where he gets like sent to
You've
slavery.
seen fucking Swan Song, but you haven't seen Gladiator?
Yeah, but the thing is, when everyone says you should see Gladiator...
For good fucking reason. It's a good movie.
Yeah, but that just feels like I'm succumbing to pressure. And like, I'm not a big Roman... guy. I'm not big on Rome.
You're not big on Rome. Yeah, because I'm the biggest fucking Rome head you know. Dude, it's a great... I can't believe you've never seen...
We should watch it while I'm here.
We're not going to watch it. I don't know if it inspires me. Oh, while we're here? I don't want to watch Gladiator.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd rather watch Unhinged. You ever seen that movie, Unhinged?
I haven't.
With Russell Crowe? It just came out. It's okay. Okay,
like ironically okay.
No, it's funny. It's like he like plays like a he's like a pissed off. It's like a road rage movie, and he like follows this girl because she like cut him off, and he like ruins her life.
That's amazing.
And he's like this big bloated fat asshole guy. It's actually pretty funny.
Like from Nice Guys, big and bloated.
Even bigger. It just came out like last year.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Star Wars trilogy deal. They're doing a new Star Wars trilogy with Simon Kinberg to write and produce, and that guy Simon Kinberg has done Jumper, which I didn't even bother to fucking see. You know, He did X-Men Dark Phoenix, which fucking apparently sucked ass. He did X-Men Apocalypse, which people fucking hated, and then he did the 2015 Fantastic Four, which has a 4.3 rating on IMDb. So why would they give this guy the keys to a new Star Wars trilogy?
Some online Star Wars analysts kind of painted it in a less grim light, because he was saying that the thing that those all have in common is that like he is someone that can get immersed in lore heavy projects and adapt something into film, because we have to keep in mind
because he did X-Men.
Well, he did a bunch of X-Men, right?
Yeah, he did Days of Future Past, which actually was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, and you know, there's always going to be like some degree of like studio meddling that will like degrade a movie's quality. Some degree, yeah.
It's like a fucking whole bunch.
Yeah,
especially with Star Wars. I can't imagine, you know.
Well, I don't have high hopes for anything Star Wars except Andor. That's the only thing I'm like really believing.
I guess I gotta. But there can only go so far. We know
how
he unless he survives. Unless he survives Rogue One, you know what I mean? Like, no. He survives the planet being bombed.
It's only got 2 seasons in it, so the next one's gonna be its last.
You know, I never watched Andor.
I could understand if you started it and you fell off of it, because you have to get. I hate saying this because I hate it when people tell me this. But once you get like 5 episodes in, it's like really picks up. Long story short, though, I hope they're good. I don't know what more to say about Star Wars. I hope they're not wasting their money on mediocre trilogy.
What was that South Park episode where Disney is fucking George Lucas?
Oh,
and he's like fucking Spielberg, and he's like
Disney. No. Lucas and Spielberg are fucking Indiana Jones.
Oh, right, that's what it is.
On the pinball machine and other things.
Yeah. Well, now they're getting fucked by whatever. Who runs Disney?
He's not. There was a shareholder meeting that Lucas actually attended. I believe this is like half a year ago, and he was siding with Bob Iger and Disney on things because he's a shareholder at this point. Sure, you know, he's an old man. He's checked out. I get it.
Yeah, but you don't like. I mean, his fucking IP has been shredded. You know, like there's no integrity to it anymore.
I know, but what does he care?
Especially after the book of Boba Fett. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was bad.
Dude, I watched like 30. No, not even. I watched like 10 minutes of it. I was like, this looks like the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It was like so bad. I could not believe it.
It was really.
And how is Boba Fett still alive?
How is he still alive? What do you mean?
Did he get eaten by the fucking
Sarlacc?
Yeah.
So long before Disney was involved on rights, there were books depicting. I even own one of those books. Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc pit with a combination of his arsenal and then Dengar.
Okay.
Do you remember the bounty hunter with all the bandages on his face from the Empire Strikes
Back?
Yeah. He saved Boba Fett when he found him on the desert.
They're bringing back all these characters, but like the one fucking character I want to see return to the Star Wars universe is Darth Maul, because like. I love the fact that he survived getting cut in half.
Yeah.
In the Phantom Menace or whatever. Or no, what's the first one? Phantom Menace.
Yeah, Phantom Menace.
Yeah. So like, I can't believe they've never. Are they just keeping that in their back pocket for like when the fucking writers, the AI runs out of ideas for Disney Plus? They're gonna be like, oh wait a second, we got a new season of Darth Maul.
Well, it's funny you should ask. So you're not versed in any of the shows then, right? Okay,
no.
So they made the Solo movie. You seen this?
Yeah, I actually like this. People fucking hate the Solo movie. I kind of liked it. I don't know why. I mean,
I protested at first.
I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so I'm not like.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't feel like bastardized by it.
As you quote Palpatine around the house.
I know.
Taking it out. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan.
I know. It's fine.
Do it. Strike me down.
We quote him a lot in this house, but you know.
Anyways, but I hear you. Like it is a cool character, and he appears at the end of the Solo movie.
Yeah.
But
that was post Phantom Menace. It had to
timeline wise, yeah, it's like post Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. But he came back from the dead in the Clone Wars show, and he had a prominent role in that, and all the way up to the last episode. Which honestly, I don't even watch the show, but the last 3 episodes of that show is like fucking cinema. It's so weird.
The Clone Wars?
Yeah, the one that Disney renewed
like an
the last season for. Yeah, it's like a CG animated thing.
I thought that was like for kids.
Well, the thing is, Clone Wars ends really bad for the Jedi. And since the Revenge of the Sith movie already exists, they try to follow the perspective of Ahsoka. And this was like when Ahsoka was written well back in those days, during the Clone Wars era. And so like it ends with like Maul and Ahsoka having like one of the best fights ever depicted in Star Wars.
Really?
And then they kind of have to join forces to escape all the clone troopers that are turning on them.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool story.
All right, okay.
Anywho, highly recommend. We'll watch
All
sometime.
right.
But in Star Wars Rebels, he makes an appearance, and that's where he gets killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul.
In the desert of Tatooine, as an old man. I know. It's kind of broken in terms of logic.
Okay. And then he just gets fucked up by Darth Vader, like, what, 2 weeks after? Like
No. I don't think he ever interacts with Darth Vader.
No, I'm talking about Obi-Wan.
Oh, Obi-Wan? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like, just killed Darth Maul. Time to get Darth Vader. Oh, no!
But you know, Lucas's original sequel trilogy, we're totally off the rails.
I know.
But
this
his
is not Star
plan
Wars
it was
podcast.
Yeah, and I'm a Star Wars fan, so his original trilogy ideas involved Darth Maul being the big baddie of that trilogy and like coming back into power to fill the void that the Emperor would have left. Had he stayed dead.
You know what would have been interesting for 6, 7, and 8, or no, 7, 8, 9 rather, would have been if Darth Maul was instead of the fucking Emperor coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could have been. I mean, I think no. That's actually Star Wars Rebels didn't finish until I think The Last Jedi aired, so they could have. It's not like they were written in a corner.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because
just something to think about.
Trevor and Colin or whatever, who did Jurassic World, he wrote that.
That's the guy who did Jurassic World was
what's his name?
He did Safety Not Guaranteed. Yeah.
Who wrote that?
Fuck, I can't. I drank 2 days in a row, so I can't remember shit.
He wrote the script for Episode 9.
Yeah, I know. And then people were like, no. They said no, right?
Disney said no.
Yeah. Colin Trevorrow, that's who it was.
I was close.
What'd you say?
Colin Trevor Noah?
Yeah, Trevor Noah. Okay, 2 more little pieces of news. Moana 2 tracking for record-shattering 125 million to 135 million Thanksgiving opening. Is that, I guess, just in like pre-sale tickets? Like, is that even a thing for movies?
Yeah, you could pre-order tickets.
Pre-order tickets, yeah?
Yeah. You could pre-order anything in the 20th century.
That's true, yeah. People are fucking lining up filling up fucking ticket orders for Moana 2, which is like, of course,
I mean, have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen Moana, no.
I assume it's successful.
Not my jam. And then also lastly, there's a new PTA movie in the works. I think it's the working title might be The Battle of Bacatan Cross. I don't know. There's a few different names coming out. He's adapting some novel.
Like a period thing?
I think it's like maybe a 90s period. I think it's supposed to be like it was the novel's based in the 50s, but I think he's doing one in like the 90s. He's doing like a 90s version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. New PTA movie. I think Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very curious.
But I didn't really love his last couple movies, to be honest.
PTA?
Yeah.
What did he do before Licorice Pizza?
He did the Phantom Thread. Yeah.
That was an interesting film to end Daniel Plainview,
yeah.
Yeah, and that was his last film.
That was his last movie. Yeah. And he was like a
one.
fucking cobbler or something.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Phantom Thread?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I thought it was good. I have a hard time.
It's really well made.
Sure.
But I don't know. I just watched Boogie Nights and I'm like, this movie's fucking amazing.
Do you miss his ensemble days?
With John C. Reilly and...
Well, just I think ever since Punch Drunk Love, he's sort of departed from big scope casts and things like that to stay more character.
No, I don't... That's not what I miss. I just don't really the Phantom Thread is just not... I don't care about a fucking guy designing dresses.
Everything's chic! Why is everything fucking chic?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just not... I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
And Licorice Pizza was a little too, almost ambient for me.
Really?
I don't know, they're just, I had a hard time, I really like the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I really did like the characters that he created. Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think he's great. I really want that dude to stick with acting. I just saw Saturday Night, the movie about SNL. Mm-hmm. He was amazing in it. And he did a performance and I was like, yo, that was like his dad. For one scene specifically. So he's great. Alana Haim, I think her name is, from the Haim band.
Okay.
She plays the woman in the
Yeah,
lead role.
the lead lady.
She's amazing. I love the
is.
casting. Tom Waits is in it. Sean Penn's in it.
Oh yeah.
But there's just Benny Safdie's in it. There's just some scenes that like I don't like. The story just didn't like get to me too. I don't know. It, just didn't...
it felt like more of one of those movies that just chronicles events over a person as they get older.
It was like a slice of life almost.
Yeah.
Like there was like that. She was like working for the guy running for governor, and like he's secretly gay. Mm-hmm. And there's like some guy stalking him because he's secretly gay, but then like nothing happens.
I mean, that's a red herring, right?
I guess, but I don't know. There's just a lot of weird shit. But anyway, he's an amazing filmmaker. Just recently, I've been connecting with his stories, I guess. But I'm excited for.
But I think that's like, you know, playing devil's advocate here. I think that's like criticizing a film for only being an 8 out of 10 when he's made 10 out of 10.
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying they're very well made movies. The stories have been a little, I don't know. Whatever.
Well,
for me personally, I mean.
Sure. I think the only film that really disappointed me, because I just went into it with insane expectations, being a fan of There Will Be Blood at the time.
The Master.
Was The Master coming
I actually like The Master. I
think it's a good movie, but like I just again like I didn't want to see trailers for it. I just wanted to like be blown away by it, and I think it was just a different flavor that I just had to get acclimated to.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Maybe I'm there right there too. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing: Mickey 17 got delayed again until April 2025, which blows because got delayed like 3 times.
That's the news.
Shit! Oh no, there's one more thing.
And there's more news.
Neon is officially launching for your consideration Oscar campaign for Longlegs. Best Director, Osgood Perkins. Best Original Screenplay, Osgood Perkins. Best Actress, I'm just kidding. Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Nicolas Cage. Best Supporting Actor, Blair Underwood. And Best Supporting Actress, Alicia Witt. They're really going for all of these awards when I don't think it deserves shit.
Yeah, great makeup job.
I love Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he was able to do something like this, but the story was fucking idiotic. It was stupid. We talked about this already, I know, but it built up to something so cool, and then it was like, oh, he's a fucking Satan worshiper.
He's a doll salesman, more or less, for free.
Yeah, God, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're chasing the fucking dragon because it was very successful, which I'm happy for. I'm happy that the movie made money because it's like, oh look, new IPs can make money even if they're not that good. Which is like, hold on, let's just give the talented filmmaker some money here, but doesn't matter, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
There was
more jobs.
There was good parts about it. I will say that. Just,
sure.
Again, the story wasn't all there for me.
That's fair. I'm not the biggest fan. I think they had it going for it until literally the last scene, or 2 scenes or something.
There were some things that I was like, whatever, doesn't matter.
Transition.
I still can't believe it. You're gonna fall in love with a new little person again.
The movie I picked this time around was Swan Song. Yeah. It is a Apple TV exclusive. Which we'll
found that out the hard way.
I guess I should have sent a poster. I just never thought.
Okay, so what happened was Matt chose Swan Song, and then there happened to be another movie that came out in 2021, also named Swan Song.
Yeah.
That's about a old retired hair and makeup person. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give it away because it's just about him trying to get out of this retirement home and get out of a funk that he's in, and it's a fantastic fucking movie. And I accidentally watched that first because I didn't want to pay for Apple TV, and there's a website that rips movies that I went on, and the description was for the movie that you said. It said even the actors' names. It said
oh wow.
He's
but it played the other.
But it played the other fucking movie. So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, "Where's Glenn Close? Where's the dude? And I'm like, "Where's the sci-fi element?"
Yeah.
This is an old guy in a retirement home. And I watched 45 minutes of it till I'm like, "This is definitely not the right movie."
Oh, okay. So you didn't finish it.
Then I finished it later.
Did that film inspire you?
We'll talk about it another time.
Okay,
we should do it.
We do have some.
Anyway, so then I rewatched Swan Song. I watched the right film.
The right one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, before I get your feedback, I don't have too much outside of what I recall of the story to offer, except for my Letterboxd review, which our mutual buddy Rob Howard was a fan of. So I think there has some relevancy to it.
Oh, okay. We've come to read Letterboxd reviews.
No. This is the one I made.
That's how vapid our fucking no.
This is my opinion.
Oh, this is you're gonna read your Letterboxd review?
Well, it's the same as if I were to tell you what I thought.
Okay, so these people could just go to your Letterboxd and save themselves a whole bunch of time.
No one's gonna go to my Letterboxd. All right, this is pretty brief. It's and correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. This is kind of like a spur of the moment response. Sure. It's typical for a sci-fi film to tread down that common path. Look, it's tech. Tech is good. Oh no, wait. Tech is bad. Don't touch tech, kids. Tech is bad. And then that's kind of the takeaway. But then this film challenges that approach throughout by leaving both the viewer and the protagonist cornered in a predicament that seemingly only this particular tech can solve. Also, the performances are heart-wrenching when they need to be. Great work all around. I think I still stand by that from what I recall, which is like every time we have a sci-fi film, there's always just some sort of allegory of like we've opened Pandora's box. Panera's bread. We've opened Panera's bread.
These new menu items at Panera are perfect 10s.
And we have to put it back in the box before the end of the movie. Like iRobot as a
terrible
example.
I totally get what you're saying. And it's great because it did not fall for that trope, which I actually really appreciate.
Yeah. You don't see enough of those films that do that. And I think
we're so like trained for that I was waiting for it the entire time.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Like I was just like, okay, so when is the spoiler alert? When is the clone gonna turn evil and start glitching out and fucking kill the kid?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and then they gotta make a copy of the kid, and then they gotta hide it from the wife. You know what I mean? Like I thought there was gonna be a whole.
Yeah, and in that third act, as we jump all the way ahead, you're on the edge of your seat. You just don't know what to think sometimes. But then it was around then my emotions and my heart.
Oh, that scene,
where he comes into bed with his wife.
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. When he's with his kid, is what got me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because romance to me, I'm like, oh, whatever.
I don't know. The fact that he was crying when he went into bed, and then like she was there and like, so what's wrong? Like just knowing that this is the last time he's ever going to see her as well. What are your thoughts?
So I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Way different than the other Swan Song. Way different. Okay. Very different.
Is the other Swan Song sci-fi?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's like a comedy.
Nice. So how would you describe the premise of it? Because I was kind of vague with my review.
What's the premise of the film?
Yeah, of the Swan Song we're here to talk about.
Yeah. It's a terminally ill man undergoes I guess an experimental procedure to keep his family life.
Yeah.
Like the same. Like I don't even know how to explain it.
Because his wife lost a sister or a brother. Through an accident or something, and then like that emotionally wrecked her.
Yeah.
And to the point where like he knew that if she were to lose him, she may never recover as well.
Yeah. Dude, that's the actor, what's her name? I don't know her name, but she's the woman from 28 Days Later.
I think she's also in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she plays. I should double check.
You might want to check.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, her actual name is Naomi Harris.
Naomi Harris.
Yeah.
Dude,
phenomenal.
I could not believe that was her from 20 Days Later. She looked the fucking same.
Yeah.
20 Days Later came out in like 2002. I was like, Jesus Christ, good for you, lady.
She was also the mom in Moonlight. Did you ever see that?
I actually didn't see Moonlight. And also, this is the dad for Moonlight, too, isn't he?
Nah, he's not the dad. He's just kind of he's an influential figure.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah. Good movie. But anyways, this was very well casted, and it felt like the scope. I forgot Awkwafina was in this.
I didn't. How do you forget? She's like fucking. I was like, when I saw Awkwafina, I'm like, oh, she's in fucking everything now.
Well, back
she's
then,
in no Chris Pratt. No,
she was still coming.
No, I know. Yeah. Actually, she gave a really good performance. So Awkwafina, I haven't seen. What's that movie that made her really big? The Farewell or the
The Farewell.
So I haven't seen that movie.
So good.
I know that's her like. I've only seen her.
That's her
like,
swan song.
Yeah. I've only seen her in like comedic roles, and when I first saw her, Nora from Queens or whatever, she was great. But then it was like they were kind of starting to overuse her. Like she was in the new Kung Fu Panda. She was in this. She was in that. So I'm like, oh, Awkwafina. But then like she gave like a really good performance, and I was like, oh wow, I guess I should watch The Farewell.
It was really good. I loved how she just had. I felt like every character was almost part of this conversation that people would have about this film coming out of it. Because where she's coming from, we kind of are just solely following her being like the part of it where you are just going to be discarded. You know, because like you're always checking in on her as she's getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
No, that is.
I mean, it's a heavy fact. You know what I mean? It's like the elephant in the room.
But you're not getting. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're not getting the other side of her life that is going to be preserved with the illusion of her clone. Like you're kind of.
Well, you did. I mean, you saw when he walked in to buy the house or whatever.
Sure, but I'm saying you're not following that clone's perspective. Like you are following his.
No. Yeah, I think you're always. Well, you're seeing the film from I think that dude's perspective, from that guy's perspective.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
So yeah, he doesn't see the new.
Because when
Awkwafina, whatever her name was in the movie,
I think, but her role in it helps kind of like create the sort of drama, I think, between him of being like, the sci-fi's wrong, I want to go back home to my family, this is messed up, and being like, oh, I have to do this for my family because there's no better way, you know? Like, it's all part of that.
I think it's kind of selfish in a fucked up way.
To preserve yourself with a clone?
He should have told his wife that he was, like, she deserves the right to know that she's with a fucking clone of her husband. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like it's a disservice to
her.
I mean, I know he's doing it to protect her or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and I know the clone at one point won't even realize.
Yeah. He forgets soon enough.
But I don't know if it's the right move, dude. I know, like, it would be tragic. Mm-hmm. So, there was a Black Mirror episode that was just like this.
Was it the one with the guy from Star Wars?
Yep.
Yeah, the ginger.
Donald Gleason? Donald Gleason?
I think
is that what his name is? Just check Ex Machina. He's in Ex Machina.
Yeah, you're right.
Great movie, by the way, Ex Machina. The score's so good.
Dom Hall, Domhnall. What a name.
Well, he's Irish or some shit.
Dom no.
No, but overall, I liked it. It was some interesting. It brought up an interesting question, like the fact that we could even talk about that. Like, did he do the right thing? Is that the right thing to do? What would you do in that situation? What would you do in the wife's situation if you found out? Like, say, you know, say your wife does this and you find out.
Yeah.
Do you tell the clone of your wife? What if she doesn't know?
What are you saying? Like, you're saying if she found out while the clone was still around, what exactly is the question?
I'm saying your wife.
Yeah.
God for just totally.
Yeah. Hypothetically,
has a terminal illness and she makes the clone of herself.
Oh.
She doesn't tell you. She passes away. New clone. You and her are together. Except you somehow accidentally find out that she's the clone. The clone doesn't know it yet. What do? Do you tell her? You're not my wife.
Get out of here.
Clone abuse.
You're not a human.
It's clone abuse, man.
Yeah. I think it would bother her more than me, and I only say that because she's religious. Mm-hmm. I'm not so much. The whole premise.
Interesting. Yeah. How does religion play into this? Do all clones go to heaven?
Well, I that's not for me to say. But would she feel like she would be cheating me if she could replace herself with me if the vow is till death do we part? Like, does she feel like then that's not letting me go, but if it's giving me the, the whole let go, mm-hmm. like when you move on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Conversation. I think for me, if I was the one dying and if she found, it's up to her, I guess. It really is up to the person who finds out. Because if I can take the news, this clone is still mortal. This clone's going to still die somehow one day down the road. So, if that gives me a longer, joyful adventure, not just joyful, but you know what I mean? Sure. Like a life with her that if she wants. If I could,
clone my dog over and over again, I would. You know what I mean? But again, it's fucked up. It's like Pet Sematary. You're playing with things that maybe you should. Anyway,
she just murders me, the clone?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I did like it. There were some things in the movie that I thought were, kind of, not necessary. Mm-hmm. Like, the thing with, him having the freckle on his hand, and I thought it was going to be, who's who at one point. They were going to play towards that. Yeah. Never came into... Except for him, he stabbed the freckle, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
There was never, a moment where it was who's who.
Oh, I see. She never saw it or something like that, or...
Yeah, I thought that would be more of a...
Yeah, I see what you mean. So it wasn't, fully executed, that tool.
And then also some of the CGI was really fucking bad. The sets were great. Mm-hmm. I really like the sets. I also wrote, I wonder how many inserts they filmed for his memories being transferred. Remember when he's transferring his memories? Yeah. And there's all these moments. I'm like, did they have a day where they just went and filmed a bunch of different random shit, like wardrobe changes and a bunch of I wonder how that went.
Yeah. Just have a whole day set up for just montage day or whatever.
And so some of the montages kind of felt like a Terrence Malick film at one point.
Yeah.
I kind of got that vibe, and then it felt like a Black Mirror episode, and then I realized that this premise was done almost in a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. But I think they meshed pretty well.
And Black Mirror doesn't have a monopoly over modern sci-fi.
No. It almost does, I feel like. Because, you almost, compare everything to Black Mirror now. You know what I mean? My shorts that I make for Breakneck, people are, I had a guy tell me, oh, it's like a Black Mirror thing. I'm like, all right, thanks, I guess.
Yeah, but do people talk about seasons 5 and onwards? Or is 6 out yet? I feel like they kind of fell off the wagon after 4, in my opinion.
Fell off the wagon? That's an alcoholic term.
And
then I like the scene when he comes back to the house and the dog runs in. The dog's like, what the fuck? I'm out. And the dog just leaves. Yeah. Like the dog's the only one that knows.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, gosh.
After the guy dies and they wipe his mind, the clone's mind of that, the dog is the only one that knows. Yeah. What if they're so far enough in the future, they get like a dog translating device?
With the collars, like from Up?
Yep. And that's the first thing the dog says is, he's a clone! Could you imagine the chaos that would ensue?
Oh my god. That would be a great premise for a bad sequel.
Yeah. Dude, that's such a good idea.
Dog Song.
Oh my god. This is amazing. Also, is it free?
What do you mean?
Like the fucking thing they're doing, how does he pay for it?
It might be state funded or something like that. Or federal
state funded?
Or private funded. You know what I mean?
So there's like a private donor that just happened to...
Well,
there's never any mention of an exchange of money. And like, if they're wiping the memory of the guy after, he's going to be like, why is there $200,000 missing out of my bank account? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
It's almost like a loophole. They never meant, so they're just doing it. They're doing this insane thing for free. Like,
how did he find out about this again? Like originally in the first act.
I think they were talking about it with the brother. I think the brother that died had brought it up.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm against it because it's like fucking, it's weird. Like,
so it is public knowledge.
It is. I believe it's public knowledge. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he's only the third person to.
It's kind of that strange place because you can't tell him business is booming unless everyone's like, people are died and replaced.
Yeah. Like, and then it's like, how many people are replaced here? Like, it's like the premise of Fallout 4 with like the synths.
I don't know.
You didn't play Fallout 4?
I told you know this. I don't play Fallout games.
You play every other. You want to play Astro's Playworld, but you won't play Fallout. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine.
Playroom. Thank you very much.
Isn't there a Playworld?
I don't think so.
Anyway, that bit of origami. He has like an armadillo.
Yeah.
Origami. You think that's got to be a reference to Blade Runner, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
It's like
Yeah, with the paper unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Gaff or whatever in Blade Runner makes all the origami.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like an homage to one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time, I guess.
All right, so then maybe the sci-fi isn't like logically thought out on a capitalist level. You know what I mean? Like if this sci-fi.
But this movie was it was grounded. There was no mention of money, so that's just what confused me.
Yeah. I think that's fair. It could just be, they wouldn't have.
And they seemed well off, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the clone never knew about the $200,000 that were missing.
Like what? He started secretly putting it away in a separate bank account, maybe. Like,
well, when he found out about the thing, yeah, I guess he didn't have too long before he realized he had something terminal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe there's a deleted scene where he found a winning lotto ticket. And he's just like, now's my chance.
I really want the sequel to have the dog talks. He's a clone!
There we go. That's a new segment. The bad sequel.
Dude, that'd actually be kind of fun.
That would be. Yeah. Dog Song.
Yeah, Dog Song. But, so I did enjoy the movie. It was cute how they met.
Yeah.
The ending was fucking soul-crushing.
Yeah. Just sitting there watching the TV.
Christ. I'm just talking about him going back to the house, too.
Yeah.
Like, that part, I was trying to talk to you about that the other day when he goes to his house and has, like, a beer with his son and he's eating edamame.
Yeah.
Because that's the last time he'll ever get to spend with his son. And he gives him a fucking beer. I was like, this is, like...
pretty cool.
It was, like, emotional, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, man, that's heavy shit.
Phenomenal acting all around for that.
And then, when he's on the TV, he's watching...
just the last moments, and he's, like, seeing his wife's face, Yeah, they knocked this out of the park.
And then they were like, they were just scattering Awkwafina's ashes in the water. Like she's gonna that version of herself is just gone forever. No one's ever gonna pay respect to her. No one's ever gonna. Yeah. And then they're like, all right, like you're meeting the next person now. Like he was taking Awkwafina's place. Like it's just gonna be like it's a constant revolving door of like sick person dying on their way out, their clone's out, new guy comes in to get a new clone. And he's just going, like...
That's smart, though, if you think about it.
It made me feel, like, almost, like, trapped. I was like, that's such a scary fucking thing. That you're going to just... You have Glenn Close and some fucking dude that are going to be only there when you die and no one else is going to know. Yeah. And no one else is going to care to visit your site or... Because there's just going to be an imposter version of yourself walking around.
That's true.
And no one will mourn you. And that's fucked up.
I mean,
That's
they
a scary
will.
fucking thing.
You're just maybe only going to get a fraction of that morning. But it won't be until a long time down the road.
But it won't even be you. It's a clone of you.
Yeah, but the clone still is picking up where you
It's a
left
carbon
off.
copy, I get it. But, you know.
Like, the things that you did in your life up to that point will still be acknowledged. It's just that, like, there'll be a whole half or more or less that you'll have no... I mean, you'll be dead either way. You won't know.
Yeah.
But I hear you, though. That is scary. But it's smart for them not to put too many outpatients in the same area, because then that might create some hesitation amongst them all if they're kind of, like, sharing their fears and confiding in one another.
Yeah.
You know, because they're on their way out.
They're actually, I was going to say, it'd be a fun idea for a movie where, like, the guy goes for this and then, like, he accidentally lives. And then how do you do that?
Isn't that The Sixth Day?
With Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, I think that is.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, there was another movie kind of recently, I think, with Paul Rudd that came out.
Yeah.
And, like, he just wakes up in a body bag in the woods. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I guess that they've already done that.
I think I gave that show the pilot try.
Oh, it was the show. It was a show. Actually, I liked it.
Yeah.
It was very, like, dark and bleak and, like, maybe nihilistic. But I really liked it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun.
How do you think he fared with those types of depths of emotion as an actor? Because he's usually leaning towards comedy.
He can act. I think he can. I think he's. I'm trying to think of, like, a serious movie that I've seen him in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of one off the top of my head. But, well, he gets serious in Ant-Man, which is a fucking ridiculous sentence. Overall, I'll say that I enjoyed the movie. Appreciate you showing it to me.
Yeah.
Because it's a different take on, like, a pretty... I don't want to say sci-fi films are tired, but, like, the genre's been done to death.
Yeah.
I love sci-fi films, but this is, like, a kind of a new version, even though it was, like...
It's been cliche and overdone, but now this is answering questions in a new way.
I like that this is a sci-fi film that raises different questions than your average sci-fi film.
Yeah.
And different emotions.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I did appreciate that.
That's true. It almost, like, feels like the propaganda you would show people when they want to sign up for these sci-fi programs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't argue with the emotion that is there on screen.
Yeah. And that was that it was like it almost got me. I was like, oh, whoa, that's really sad. Yeah. So I was like, oh wow, I actually got an emotional response from the film. So that's always nice to know you're not fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
Like that guy is now, probably.
Yeah.
The character.
That inspire me. It inspires me to keep my mind trained on having serious conversations about things, because technology is evolving at such a fast, rapid rate, as long with every other facet of this world, as it either inclines or declines, I guess, however you want to see it. And yeah, I think, and it's sometimes it's very easy to just shut the world out and just be like, I'd rather watch a drama TV version of it. But this was something that was so emotional, and it made me think different for the first time about, like, sci-fi as a whole. Because usually it's just a thriller.
Yeah, no, like I said, it highlighted things in the sci-fi genre that kind of felt new.
Yeah.
Like new emotions and new ideas, and that was pretty cool.
I think so too. So that's why I chose it, and
it's actually kind of funny because my last Breakneck film had a similar concept. Not similar. I mean, not similar, but like
there was like a societal communication.
Two versions of the same person. Like one's better, one's worse potentially.
I remember that? Yeah. That was a cool one.
Yeah, thank you.
We've seen things that no one has seen before. You can't take that away from us.
Anyways, I have something more important than my take of what inspired me. This game is called Titles, or does the film live up to the title? I'm going to ask you, and you're going to tell me which ones you think live up to their title. Like when you hear it, like Star Wars The Last Jedi. Do you think it lives up to the title?
No.
All right, then.
Because there's not... Like, who's the fucking Last Jedi?
Not Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, because, like, the little kid is sweeping the fucking floor has Jedi powers.
He has Force-sensitive abilities, but he may not be a Jedi. That's still something
and Mark Hamill dies at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But Rey's still alive, so she's a Jedi. So is she the Last Jedi? And then Finn apparently has Force sensitivity.
They did say that in the new movies they're writing, Rey's going to take the role of, like, an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like Han Solo, in that sense. Like she's going to train.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it deserves the title Last Jedi?
I think it's very snarky with the title because it's just a line of lyric that's said. by Luke at the end. He says, "I will not be the last Jedi," and I think that's exactly why this is.
Oh, really?
I think that, and it's like such a stupid play on words. So I want to say it's disingenuous. Like you could say it lives up to it, but like it was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the writer director fucking what's his name?
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Thank you. Drinking for 2 days straight really didn't do many favors.
Yeah.
He was like getting into fights like on Twitter with people.
Yeah.
About it.
Ryan Johnson, if you ever see this podcast, just understand.
If you ever see this podcast, Last Jedi sucked, bro.
And I'm not saying
and
that.
Looper wasn't as good as I remembered the second time I watched it. It was all right.
Looper's second act, I have a hard time with that one.
Yeah, it was.
Slows down.
It slows down. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's almost like Moon weird, but like
I loved Moon.
Moon's.
You know who directed Moon?
Yeah, David Bowie's son.
Yep, Duncan Jones.
Duncan Jones, yeah.
I remember that, but I couldn't remember Ryan Johnson. Oh, Jesus.
It's gonna go.
Duncan Jones did like 2 movies. Well, he probably done more. He did that and did Source Code after that.
What about Spring Breakers? Do you think that lives up to its title?
So I've actually never seen it all the way through.
Oh, I know.
But I think Harmony Korine's a fucking genius. Okay. So I'm going to say yes.
But you're assuming.
I mean, it's people on spring break doing fucked up shit. So
Well,
yeah.
What have you seen?
I saw like the first like 20 minutes.
People are having spring break, so yeah, you could say it lives up
But
to it.
even if they're doing crime, people on spring break have done. Yeah, you know what? I'm allowed to have my opinion. Yes, it lives up to its fucking
Well,
name.
I'm just saying, I wasn't sure if you were entitled to one if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, no, it does.
You're right. I think I agree with that.
Okay.
Man of Steel. Is there a Man of Steel?
Totally made of steel.
Yeah. I don't think so. He's
Yeah,
not. He's a living being.
It's fucking Superman. That's his nickname.
I'm going to say no.
Like you're like Batman. He's not really a bat.
But there is Man-Bat.
Is there?
Yeah. It's a DC villain that's a bat, that's a
Oh
humanoid
my
bat,
God.
and he's Man-Bat.
So if they make a man bat, then sure, it'll live up to his name. Yes,
Yeah.
I think Man of Steel lives up to its name.
Okay.
He's not literally a Man of Steel.
But he could be.
That's.
All right, how about this then? Batman v Superman.
Is it called V Superman?
Yes. Dawn of Justice is the semicolon like subtitle.
So I've never seen that either. That's the one with Ben Affleck.
Yes.
It looks like and Zack Snyder directed it.
Yeah. Sequel to Man of Steel.
It looks like a turd, but the best part of that came out of that movie is like he rips Batman's mask off at one point, and he has eye makeup to cover the blacks, and when he rips it off, there's no eye makeup. And I saw a comment like, he ripped the eye makeup right off of his face.
He punched the highlight out of her hair.
Yeah. What is that? Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, that's Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Which is not on the list.
Yeah, well, Batman fights. Oh, but it isn't, right? They don't fight in that movie.
No, they do.
For like a little bit.
And then they team up. And they fight the bigger baddie, Doomsday, with Wonder Woman.
Oh my God.
And,
Why do people watch this shit?
Well,
yeah, sure. No, I guess
those
not.
are just the events
because
that
it's not. If do you want it to be called Batman v Superman, but then they team up and fight Doomsday?
No, I think
The
this is
movie?
appropriate. I think the Dawn of Justice thing is kind of a little extra.
Oh, okay.
Because it's set in for Justice League.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't
I'll
know.
give it a pass.
Okay, sure.
It's pretty. Dark Knight Rises. I think that's a yes. I don't like the title, but I think it is faithful. I think it's an accurate
But does
title.
he rise? Because he
Rise
was
from the well. It just, it climbs.
so just literal.
Yeah, just literally. He
Sure.
rises.
Like, fine, it gets a pass.
Because the well is the metaphor for where he is as a human,
I
right?
understand.
With the soul.
Well, because Dark Knight ends like Dark Knight. What am I?
The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight. Jesus.
The second one.
Yeah, that ends and he's like, it's like everything's. I mean, he's sad. His girlfriend died.
He goes off to be a fugitive because he, on the record, murdered Harvey Dent.
Oh, so yeah, I'll give it Rise of Skywalker.
That is not.
Yeah, the Dark Knight Rise or whatever. Yeah, sure, it passes. It passes.
Yeah, I think so too. Crash.
Which one?
There's more than one?
Yeah, there's. I think Cronenberg did a film called Crash.
This is not that one.
Have you ever seen the Cronenberg film?
I
It's
don't
like
think
these
so.
people like fetishize car crashes. And they like
Oh, wow.
they like get in car accidents on purpose and it, like turns them on.
Well, I would have to give it to that one. But what about this one?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Because like I think the whole thing is like people have to literally crash into each other to feel any kind of, like they're so distant with their emotions.
Okay.
That they have to crash into each other to feel something.
How about Napoleon Dynamite? Right? That lives up to the name.
Yeah, it's his fucking name.
Yeah, I think so. The Fountain.
I never saw The Fountain.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Mother.
I haven't seen Mother either.
Really?
Wait, Mother with
Darren
Jennifer
Aronofsky?
Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never seen it.
What?
Wait, Darren Aronofsky also did The Fountain, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never seen it.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. You seen The Wrestler?
Yeah.
The Wrestler's great.
Wait, what have you seen of Aronofsky?
The Wrestler? No, I've seen Requiem for a Dream,
Okay.
Black Swan, Pie.
Black Swan's good. Requiem for a Dream's good. Pie I couldn't get into.
It's very independent.
Yeah.
And then I think he did something recently that I saw too. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen either of those movies though.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to recommend one of them one day. Because The Fountain is very inspirational. Actually, The Mother is kind of inspirational. Only God Forgives.
I haven't seen that one either.
The Tree of Life.
I haven't seen that one either.
What does that say? Do you feel like overall Hollywood is not misselling us on their movies? Or do we just not watch enough movies to give an educated opinion?
No, I think titles, they don't have to be synonymous with exactly what's happening. It could be a metaphor. It could be vague. It could be, like in like the history of like literature, there's titles that are like, it's just a reference to like even the backstory of something that, like Chinatown, for example.
Yeah.
Chinatown's, I think, a fucking genius name for the film. And it has nothing to do with Chinatown except for Jake's past being, it was like such a crazy time of his life and such a dark time that like anything compared to Chinatown is like, I don't know. How am I trying to say this? Like,
Chinatown's a state of mind.
it's a state of mind. Yeah, exactly.
But that's fine. That's
And that title, to me, that title is awesome.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
But is it because it's not misleading you? Like it is true to its essence.
Okay, so there definitely is a thing with like modern films that maybe,
Like when a movie has final in it or something like that.
right, like
And
with
then
the Avengers and that kind of shit. Like
Yeah,
they're doing it as a
exactly.
marketing ploy. But overall, I don't think I think that might be a newer thing.
Okay.
So it doesn't bother me.
I see. Okay. Well, that was the segment. That's all I had.
What?
I've heard other things too. Plenty of other things. Strange, funny noises. And we've seen things too.
All right. Well, I'm running low on battery. Should we wrap this up?
Let's wrap the bitch up.
All right. This has been a fun time. Hey, let's slate.
Oh, that's a good one. I wonder how many high five slates there are.
I don't know.
Well, thank you for watching. You want to say any of that shit, or are you just gonna?
Oh yeah. Are you still recording? Oh yeah. I should record again. Hey! Thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I'm having a blast. We would do this all day if we weren't intrusive. Well, yeah, that too. It's honestly, considering we got to 10, and this is sort of like a reward for it in a way.
Sure.
Because up till then, it's been anything but local the entire time, and yet it works.
Yeah.
Are you going to say goodbyes and your thank yous, or?
Yeah, you're welcome. No, yeah. Thanks. This is what? What do you fucking want me to do?